Oh my God, you did not. So then...
Let's see if Megan wants to say anything.
Hang on.
Hey, Megan. I'm making a video for Grandma and Grandpa. Want to say anything?
Yeah. Get out.
You're not doing anything. You're just emailing on your stupid computer.
No, I'm not emailing on my stupid computer. If I was emailing, then you wouldn't see my mouth moving. Like this. Get out.
Why do you hate me so much?
Well, that would take all night. Get out of my room.
Fine, then I hate you too.
Oh my God, you're such a freak.
I'm not a freak!
There are creatures science refuses to recognize.
There's something down there!
But if our eyes see it, if our cameras capture it,
What is that?
does it exist?
They're monsters!
Lost tapes. Do you believe? Poltergeist. In May 2005, the Golden family moved into the house of their dreams in the sleepy suburban town of Lakeview, Colorado. But those dreams were soon shadowed by unexplainable occurrences that seemed to surround their son, Troy. After Troy's sister, Megan, was nearly crushed by a falling bookcase, Mark and Jen Golden decided they could no longer close their eyes to the growing danger. Unsure of where to turn, they reached out to parapsychologist Dr. Jeremy Reinhold and agreed to be filmed for his television series. What Jeremy and his team eventually encountered, however, went far beyond the explainable. These are their tapes.
Lakeview, Colorado. The parents of 11-year-old Troy Golden believe their son is exhibiting powers of telekinesis. Harmless enough, until he allegedly tipped a bookcase onto his sister without actually touching it. My team and I have come here to determine whether these powers are real, and if so, how Troy can learn to control them. I'm Dr. Jeremy Reinhold, and we investigate the paranormal. Why don't you start out by telling us when the activity surrounding Troy started?
I'd say it's, when we moved into the house, pretty much about 4 years ago.
And then there was the incident with Megan.
Yes, and that was pretty huge.
Yeah.
So that's why we called you. You know, I just don't want my kids to be in danger.
Of course.
But Troy is a really good boy.
He's wonderful.
He's never hurt his sister before.
No, we understand your fear and concern for your children, but we are confident with our experience, we can determine what type of activity it is in this house.
I think probably the best thing for us to do now would be to probably talk with Troy directly, if that's something you'd be comfortable with.
And you'll find out the situation with the bookcase. Because that's it. I cannot have my kids hurt. I love my children very much. And whatever.
Yeah, please, it's fine to talk to Troy. Whatever we can do to help.
Great.
Hey Troy, check this out. It's a thermal image camera. It'll record your body temperature. Pretty cool, right?
Okay, Troy, I want to see if you can do something for me, okay? I just want you to look at this pen and try and move it without touching it.
I told you I can't do that. I'm not a freak.
No one said you were a freak. I mean, look at me, I've got wheels for legs. I'm not a freak.
And even if you could do it, Troy, we wouldn't think that about you, okay?
Everything's still reading normal?
Okay, so let's just try it one more time. Just look at the pen.
I told you I can't do that!
Well, thermal image is way hot and I just got a spike of EMF.
Troy, how did you do that?
I don't know. When I get mad, weird stuff just happens.
When Troy became agitated, we saw a clear example of true telekinetic abilities. The Goldens have given us permission to set up surveillance cameras in Troy's room. That way we can observe him overnight.
Our intention of showing you this surveillance footage was not to frighten you.
The knife was in his bed.
We don't even have a knife that looks like that. I don't know how this could be happening. How's this happening to my son?
What we know at this point is that whatever is causing the activity in the house, it is very aggressive and it's connected to the emotions of your son. What we'd like to do is remove Troy from the equation and see if we can pinpoint exactly what's causing all of this.
Yeah.
You had mentioned that you had sent Megan to your family's house. We think that it would be a good idea for the both of you and Troy to spend the night there tonight as well.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Inside the house, we're currently setting up surveillance cameras to capture any anomalies, audio equipment to detect any electronic voice phenomena. Then we're going to clear the house, rig ourselves with cameras, and then Christy, Schatz, and I are going to spend the night alone. No crew. Okay, are we set?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Schatz and I are going to go check out the rest of the house.
Christy, I need you to stay downstairs and monitor audio frequencies for any EVP. Are you cool?
I'm cool.
All right. If anybody gets anything, just holler. All right, let's do this.
All right.
Anything?
Nothing. Not getting much in here. 0.01, that's about it.
Christy, we're gonna check upstairs.
Sounds good. I'll see if I can pick up anything from the lower frequencies.
Still nothing?
Pretty clear. Picking up on something over here. I just got a huge spike of EMF.
Troy's room.
It's getting stronger over here by the closet. There's definitely something going on in here.
Shots! Are you all right?
Did you slam the door?
I didn't touch the door.
Whoa. What's back there?
What the hell? We gotta get downstairs.
Christy, check out what we found upstairs.
Did you guys hear that?
Hear what?
Here.
Leave?
That's what I heard too.
It's all starting to make sense.
Check this out.
Lakeview, Colorado, 1985. Charles Weatherly, 25, is the prime suspect in the brutal knife slaying of his wife and children. Authorities believe Weatherly took his own life in the aftermath of the shocking incident. The address is this house.
I don't think Troy's had anything to do with this. Well, there was a strong presence here.
So what are we gonna do? What's the plan?
Try to make contact with whatever this force is and find out if it's this guy, Charles.
And if it is?
We gotta get him to leave. It is now 3 a.m., the hour in which paranormal activity is typically at its highest. We are now going to attempt to make contact with the presence in this house in order to draw it out. Charles Weatherly, if that's your name, give us some kind of a sign. Come on, Charles. Show us what you got.
What is it?
Nothing. I guess it was my reflection in the window.
Man, you're gonna kill me with that.
Guys, he's here.
What's going on? What?
Let her go, Charles. Stop this. Stop it now.
This is crazy, Jeremy. We gotta get out of here.
No, we're not leaving. This is a battle of wills. It's us against him.
Christy, can you hear me?
We're out of here, Jeremy.
No, we can't leave. We can't let him win. You do not win, Charles. You hear me?
Jeremy, you gotta see this, man.
Where's my inhaler? Shots! 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 Okay, Charles, you win.
Jeremy!
Troy?
Help me!
Troy? Troy?
Jeremy!
The deaths of Christy Johns, Bill Cooper, and Jeremy Reinhold were attributed to coronary arrests. The episode of their series never aired. Shortly after the events of June 11, 2009, the Goldens sold their home. Colorado real estate law did not require them to disclose any of the activity that had occurred. Over 2 billion people believe in the existence of ghosts and poltergeists. But are these spirits confined to the unseen world of the afterlife, or do they live among us? Get more lost tapes online, more monsters, more experts, more video. AnimalPlanet.com/lost tapes.